scrambling to the last second for every win this season, and it won't get easier Sunday when they go to L.A. Only 11 points separating the two teams over their previous 92 meetings. But Aaron Rodgers finds himself as the biggest underdog in his career. Rams favored by 9.5 in this one. CC, what does Aaron have to do? What do the Packers have to do to have any chance to upset the undefeated Rams in this one?
Man, you got to try to get some serious ball control. And I just don't believe conventional that they have that in them. I don't believe the offensive line has enough. At Ohio State, we were taught as an offensive lineman. The coach said, I don't want you to block them. I want you to knock them back. That means I don't want you to be playing around dancing with them at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to try to treat you some knockback. So the Green Bay Packers, they just don't have it. They don't train the team that way. Can they rush the ball? Yes. For a long period of time, I don't think so against the Rams. The Rams defense has had some leakage as far as the running game, but to make a living running the ball against Sue and Donald, that's not going to happen, especially with the team doesn't have the mentality. So for me, I got to rely on Aaron Rodgers, the short passing game, the audible passing game, because you have to keep the Rams off the field. If they put that defense out there, if Aaron turns the ball over, if they lose the turnover margin, I believe the Rams will score at least 38 against Green Bay. So does Aaron Rodgers want to get in a shootout with the Rams? No, absolutely not. I believe this is a message game for the Rams, and this is teams they don't play too often. I believe this game can get out of control. Nick thinks the Denver-Kansas City game, but I'm watching this one right here, and the way the teams match up and the momentum that the Rams have, sometimes in the league around the midway section, there's some message games being set out, and I believe in L.A., that's what they're going to try to do to Aaron Rodgers.
Green Bay's had a week to think about this, an extra week to prepare for this. They came off the big comeback win against San Francisco, a team they shouldn't have had to come back against, but they did.
Yeah.
And then Aaron Rodgers was thinking about this game moments after the game ended. I watched him on the field say it.
What about Coach Mangini? Say they don't look at the schedule. They don't look at
Aaron knew. Aaron knew. He said he was still wearing his uniform. He's on the field. He said we got to bye, and then we got to get a few weeks that can really define our season. Some really tough opponents coming up because they know they got the Rams, Patriots on the road in succession, and then a couple more tough road games a few weeks after that. Here's the key to this game: the Rams never go 3 and out. They go 3 and out 1 in every 12 drives. 8%. That's the fewest, least in football by a wide margin. That is one of the few things the Packers defense is very good at. They forced the third most 3 and outs of any team in football. Got to do that. You got to steal extra possessions that way. Because where the Rams are great is they're as balanced as any team in football. They only pass the ball 51% of the time. Think about in today's NFL, with those weapons, that quarterback, Sean McVay, they're only passing the ball 51% of the time. That's the second lowest. The Packers, on the other hand, pass it almost 70% of the time, the second highest. The Packers haven't had the ability to have balance because of lack of personnel, but also because they've been trailing a lot. They've had to throw it to come back. The Rams know they've got the best player on their team, the best offensive player on their team at least, is Todd Gurley. You have to find a way to not let him have 35 fantasy points on you. Like, which is what he's doing. Like, everyone, no matter what fantasy league you're in right now, the team with Todd Gurley is in first or second place. I guarantee it. Because every week he's got a couple touchdowns. Every week he's got 100 yards from scrimmage. And so that is the key to slowing Todd Gurley down. Listen, if Cooks and Kupp beat you,
it's so easy to say. They don't have the personnel to slow down Todd Gurley.
Listen,
no one's been able to yet since.
Correct. Nobody might have the personnel to slow down Todd Gurley, but you have to find a way to not let him wreck the game for you.
And also, let's not forget, remember like week number 3? What was that a week of? Desperation. All right, so Green Bay, a week to think about it. Aaron Rodgers walking off the field in his uniform, thinking about it. Be careful. Now, I believe that the talent and how they play this game can get away, but when teams are desperate, that's when you see the big upsets. That's when you see the surprising results. But the Rams' ability to run the football, like they do a lot of things. It's really sexy, a lot of motion, a lot of stuff, but they really want to run the football. Their ability to continue and not have 3 and outs, I believe, plays in Sean McVay. He's got a photographic memory, and the more plays he can see, the more plays he can mat up his runs with his play-action pass. So, yes, they're going to run the ball, but their play-action pass, I believe, is going to be a big difference in this game.
What does it say about these two teams that the Packers are such tremendous underdogs? underdogs.
I'm so glad you asked that question, because I was about to answer that question without you even asking. It was the perfect, I know it's going to sound like a broken record for me, but it is an abject organizational failure that the Green Bay Packers with a healthy Aaron Rodgers would ever be essentially double-digit underdogs against anyone other than the NFC Pro Bowl team. Are you kidding me? You're not ravaged by injuries. This is your team. Basically, the team you wanted to go into the season with is the team you have right now in Green Bay. And you are, at the midway point of your season, coming off a bye in a critical game, and the smart guys in the desert say, oh, this team's 9.5 points better than you? Are you kidding me? There's a reason this is the biggest underdog Aaron Rodgers has ever been. Some of it's about the Rams. I get it. A lot of it's about the Rams. But a lot of it's about the players around 12. And that's unfortunate for him.
It's a lot to do with the Rams and the overwhelming confidence. We saw the Rams get into the playoffs last year, get a little bit of experience. We saw all the people that they added. Remember, we talked this offseason. Man, they're so talented. Are they going to have a locker room problem? Vegas realizes this is the best team in football, and regardless, that good team will beat the superstar one player. And I just believe also internally, Vegas has seen some of the back and forth between Aaron, the organization, the lack of sometimes control or direction of where they're going to go. I believe that the number is right as far as Vegas. These two teams are that far apart at the midway point, basically, in the season.
Wow.
But you're right. It's unfortunate.
I mean, that's an indictment on the organizational structure around Aaron Rodgers.
All right, got to take a break. Coming up, is the Saints-Vikings matchup a revenge game for Drew Brees? That's next on First Things First.